Hi buds, good morning, welcome. Child's pose. Hips to heels, knees together, knees apart, arms reach forward, arms reach back. You decide how your child's pose looks. Take the first few breaths to settle into how it feels. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting go of anything heavy, lots of heavy stuff, set it all aside. This rectangle that you're on right now, that's what you need to turn your attention toward. What's happening here on your mat. So feeling that familiar feeling under your hands, under your shins, the tops of your feet. That familiar smell under your face. Maybe it's familiar, maybe it's not so great. Maybe you should wash your mat more if it's not so great. I don't know. This home practice reveals a lot. When you feel ready, transition the breath to using only the nose. Slight constriction in the throat. Ujjayi, maybe you keep that ujjayi constriction so you have that breath on the inhale as well. So there's a soft sound on both sides. Breathe in and breathe out. Start to reach the arms a little further forward, pressing into the pads of the fingers, and then pull the hip creases back. Feel the length in the back body, the hips, the shoulders a little stretch. Maybe lift the backs of the hands like you have cupcakes underneath the palms, pressing into the pads of the fingers so the elbows come up, and then start to roll on the temple or forehead to the temple, to the left temple, look under your right shoulder. And then breathe in to roll back through center, look under your left shoulder, roll to the right temple. Just moving side to side, stretch the shoulders, the back. And then back to center, flatten out the hands, take an inhale to lift the head, look at the thumbs. As you exhale, press up onto hands and knees. Tabletop. Chakra Vakrasana. As you inhale, tuck the toes, lift the tailbone, the chest, the chin, look up. As you exhale, press the tops of the feet down, round the spine, and then bend the elbows, drive the inner thighs back toward the heels, sit down as you empty the lungs. Inhale, presses you back up into cow pose, arch the back, lift the chin, the chest, tuck the toes. Exhale, round, press the tops of the feet down, and then elbows bend, shoulders down, hips to heels, inner thighs engaged. Inhale, come back up. We're going 3 more times with your breath. Exhale to round, elbows bend, press back. Now do that once more. Breathe in, open to cow. Exhale, round to cat. Sinking back to balasana, hips to heels. Take a breath in. Clear that breath out. And then inhale back to fours to tuck the toes. Find cow pose just in the low back, finding the anterior tilt in the pelvis. Lift the knees, press the hips high, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal. Shift, move as you need to in down dog. The feet come underneath the hips. Heels line up behind the second toe. Start to reach the heels to the mat heavy. Maybe they reach, maybe not. They don't ever really need to. It's just that intention of making the heels heavy. The backs of the legs start to open. Tuck the chin, feel the length in the back of the neck. Keep pressing into the hands, eyes of the elbows forward, chest toward the thigh bones. Breathe. Take one more inhale in dog. Use your exhale to come forward into plank, to hold. I forgot to tell you at the beginning, we're going to have a couple blocks today for the yin pieces of this class. The last half will be a lot more stretch, a lot longer holds. So if you have blocks, grab a couple while we hold our plank. Make do with whatever you need. If you have nursing school textbooks, you can use those as your blocks. Stack them up. Whatever you need underneath your hands at some point. Squeeze the shins together. Heels are over the centers of the balls of the feet. Eyes of the elbows forward, shoulders out of the ears. You can always modify by putting the knees on the mat and forming core strength. Pull the navel in, take one more breath here. As you breathe out, bend the elbows back, lower all the way down to your mat. Untuck the toes, slide the hands back by the low ribs, lift the back of the chest, so the back. Squeeze the elbows in, keep the back of the neck long, press the toenails into the mat. Kneecaps are up, inner thighs roll toward the ceiling, keep breathing. Take one more inhale in cobra. Use your exhale to lower forehead to the floor. Use your inhale to lift back up, and use your exhale to lower. 3 more like that. Breathe in to lift, squeeze the shoulders in, the back is strong, exhale to lower. Twice more. Last one, breathe in. Breathe out to lower. Now tuck the toes. You can move the hands up a little bit if that helps. Hug the elbows in, pull the navel in, squeeze everything you've got. On an inhale, press to plank. And on an exhale, downward facing dog. From your down dog, lift your heels as you breathe in. Bend your knees as you breathe out. Look at your thumbs, walk forward. Take ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows. Let the head be heavy. Soften the knees, the toes. So tapping into those 2 components, strength and softness. You have the strength, the stability in the legs, the fluid quality, the light lifted feeling in the chest. As you breathe in, feel the chest lift a little bit, the upper body lift. As you breathe out, get a little heavier, fold maybe a little deeper. Breathe in, feel that subtle action with the breath. Breathe out, heavier, longer in the low back. One more breath here in ragdoll. Let it go. Hands to the shins. Breathe in, half lift. Look forward of the toes. Hug the upper arm bones toward the back and the ceiling so you feel the shoulder blades squeeze. Heels heavy, toes soft. Take one more inhale for length in the spine. As you exhale, soften and fold in. Bend the knees, reach the arms out to the sides. Stand up all the way up. Pause at the top, palms touch. As you exhale all the way down, hands pass through the heart, forward fold. Inhale, hands to the shins, lengthen, lift. Exhale, soften and fold. Bend the knees, stand up, root to rise, reach up and open. Pause at the top of your inhale. As you exhale, come all the way down, fold. Pause at the bottom of your exhale, turn, look toward your navel. Use your next inhale to lift halfway. Hold the breath in. Breathe out, soften and fold. Inhale, press the feet, reach the arms, stand up. Use the whole inhale to rise. Pause, hold. Your exhale, come all the way down, forward fold. Hold the breath out, turn in, look toward the navel. Inhale the hands to the shins, lift and lengthen. Hold the breath in. Forward fold, all the way down. Hold the breath out. Bend the knees, reach the arms, stand up, lift up, open, pause. We go one more time. Forward fold all the way down on an exhale. Hold the breath out, navel up and in, turn the head. Inhale, hands to the shins, lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften and fold. Press the feet, circle the arms, stand up, reach up, open. As you exhale all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. As you exhale, plant the hands, put your right foot back, your right knee down. Inhale, circles the arms up. As you exhale, left hand takes the right wrist, go up with the right arm and then lean to the left. Keep the shoulders square toward the top edge of your mat. You can tuck the right toes under or point the toes. Keep lifting the right wrist and then keep leaning. Press the right rib cage out toward the long edge of your mat. Stay with the breath. Take one more inhale, release that, come up, reach long. As you exhale, frame your front foot. Pull the left leg straight. Hands walk back in front of your right knee. Take an inhale to lift. Left knee stays soft. Exhale, soften, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the chin up. Exhale, soften, fold in. One more time, flowing. Breathe in, lift up. As you breathe out, fold in and hold. Press the left heel down. Pull your left sitting bone up into the hip socket, feeling that stretch behind the left leg, the hamstrings. Take one more inhale in your Ardha Hanumanasana. As you exhale, bend your left knee, frame your front foot, step back to knees. If you want a little more juice, you can take plank, breathe in. Chaturanga to breathe out, halfway or all the way down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha or Cobra if you would rather. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. From down dog, lift your right leg on an inhale, open, bend, and stack. Sink your left heel, lift your right knee, level out the shoulders. Keep pressing into the hands, rooting into the knuckles, relax the neck. Inhale to straighten the right leg. As you exhale, right foot steps all the way through. Put your left knee down. Circle the arms on an inhale, low lunge warrior. Use your exhale to take the left wrist, pull the left arm up, lean to the right. Pull your left shoulder back. Keep squeezing, keep pressing the ribs out. Right knee is pressing through the right heel. Use your inhale to reach up, lift. Use your exhale to move forward. Now pick your back knee up, look forward. One more breath in, strong left leg presses you all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, soften, fold. Bend the knees, root to rise, stand up, reach up, open. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthen, lift, half flat. As you exhale, plant the hands, left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breathe in. As you breathe out, twist right hook left. Lift your right elbow. Take an inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, twist around your spine. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, a little more twist. If you want more, you can pick that back knee up. Make sure the heel is over the center of the ball of the foot. Right knee is still over the right ankle. Take one more breath in. Stay here to breathe out. Now as you inhale, look down at your right foot. One hand on either side. As you exhale, step your right leg back, chaturanga to empty. Take a back bend as you breathe in, open, fill. As you breathe out, over the toes, downward face. Breathe here. Left leg on an inhale, lift it high. Open, bend, and stack on this side. Keep the shoulders level, the right heel sinks, the left knee lifts. Maybe you roll the ankles, spread the toes, take whatever adjustments you need. Soften the neck. Use an inhale to straighten the left leg. Use an exhale to bring the left foot all the way through. Right knee down. Inhale, circles the arms by the ears. Exhale, the hands into the heart. For an inhale to lift the chest. As you exhale, turn to the left, hook the right elbow. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, more twist. Breathe in for length. Breathe out to twist. Yeah, pick up your back knee if you want a little more. One more inhale. Stay here to exhale. Inhale to look down at your left knee, and then as you exhale, frame it, front foot. Pick up your back knee if it's not already. Breathe in. As you breathe out, top of the mat. Inhale, half flat. Exhale, fold in. Press the feet, reach the arms, stand up on an inhale. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to plank. That same exhale takes you halfway, chaturanga. Your inhale is upward facing. Your exhale is downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale to bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Right foot to the top, left foot follows. Inhale, lengthen, lift. Exhale, soften, fold. Bend the knees, reach the arms. Inhaling to stand. Exhaling to fold, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana on an inhale. Chaturanga Dandasana. As you exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back. Inhale, open. Exhale to dog. Breathe in. Clear that breath out. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale to bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Left foot to the top, right foot follows. Hands to the shins. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, circle the arms, root to rise. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, down you go. Inhale, half flat, lengthen, lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump through chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, open and fill. Exhale, Adho Mukha, empty. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees bend. Look at your thumbs. Pull the pelvic floor in. Maybe a hop to the top of your mat, maybe another step. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Press the feet, reach the arms, stand up, reach up. As you exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, half flat. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump through chaturanga. Inhale, open and fill. Exhale, empty, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward and step or jump to the spot you're looking. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand, root to rise, last time through A, then we move on, forward fold, down you go. Inhale, half flat. Exhale, plant the hands, step or float through chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to lift your heels. Exhale to bend your knees. Look forward, step or jump all the way. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand, open, reach. Utkatasana. Bend the knees, arms by the ears. If it's too much in the arms and the shoulders to reach up, bring the hands to the heart. Look down. Make sure the big toes, the heels touch, inner knees touch. Tailbone is heavy, chest is lifted. Breathe. You can move the shins back a little bit to amp this up. You can sink a little deeper if you'd like. But there's a misconception that this is chair pose. I mean, it is, but it doesn't have to be that dramatic. This can be chair pose. We're going to hold it for a few breaths. Create some more heat. We have a little external heat happening here. So we're going to increase the internal heat to match. We do that by sitting, by holding, by paying attention. We have to sit in the fire to transform. That's the practice. One of the practices. There's lots as we find out the longer we sit. Notice the things that are revealed, the things that we come up against on our mat. Stay with the breath. Your gaze is toward the tip of your nose, or if you drew a line from the nose to the floor, your eyes would follow that line. Keeping your two eyes softly focused on one point. It's called a drishti in Sanskrit. Helps your body to orient as you may or may not be wobbling. As you breathe in, feel the front of the body get a little more lifted, get longer. As you breathe out, the navel goes in and slightly up to empty. Take one more inhale here in chair. As you exhale, forward fold, straight legs. Take an inhale to your half flat. As you exhale, plant the hands, step or float through your vinyasa, lower. And then lift as you breathe in. Empty as you lift the hips. Now from your downward facing dog, lift your right leg. Reach through the heel, knee and toes point toward the floor, left heel sinks. Inhale, press into your arms. As you exhale, reach through the heels. Take another breath in, get longer everywhere. As you breathe out, bring your right knee into the chest, look forward, step it through, warrior one. Use your inhale to rise. Use your exhale to pull your right side back. Inhale, reach through the ring fingers. Exhale, press into your feet. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, open to two. Arms long, left hip forward, right frontal hip lifts, right knee toward your right little toe. Arms long. Wrists line up with the heart. Gaze over your right fingers. Press with your outer left heel. Your back leg has half of the weight. There's a propensity here to lean forward. Try to keep the shoulders over the hips, weight in the back leg as well as the front. Take one more inhale in Vira 2. Reverse it. Left hand can press into the hip or wrap around to your right side. Right elbow away from the right knee. Maybe the gaze lifts toward your right hand. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, Parsvo, side angle. Right elbow, right thigh. Take the modified version first. We're just getting started here. Left arm over the left ear if that's best for you, or maybe the left arm is best straight out of the shoulder. You decide. Move the left shoulder back over the right thigh bone. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, left hand down, right foot back. Hold plank to inhale, chaturanga to exhale. Inhale to back bend. It can be cobra or up dog. As you exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg behind you, press through the heels. Inhale, reach through the arms. Exhale, reach through the legs. Last breath in to get longer everywhere. As you breathe out, knee to chest, look through, step through. Right heel grounds, inhale to 1. Exhale, square. Inhale to reach. Exhale, press the feet. Last breath in, reach up. As you breathe out, open to 2. Right hip in, left hip lifts. Left knee toward your left little toe. Shoulders over hips. Squeeze the triceps, look over your left hand. Breathe. Take an inhale to reach through the arms. Reverse as you exhale, left elbow up. Right hand to the right ankle or around to your left hip. Keep bending into your left knee as you move the elbow away. Lift the chest a little bit so you're not dumping onto that right hip. Take one more inhale and reverse. As you exhale, modified side angle, elbow to thigh. Right arm goes down for a little more easeful over the arm reach, or straight out of the shoulder. Either way, move the right side back so you're over your left leg a little more. Right heel is pressing. One more inhale to really reach long. As you exhale, right hand down, left foot back. Breathe in. Chaturanga to breathe out. Back bend on an inhale. Empty, lift the hips. Breathe here. Take an inhale to lift your heels. An exhale to bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Take a step or a soft hop. Top of the mat. Inhale, half flat. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or jump through chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg on an inhale, lift it high. As you exhale, step it through. Ground the feet. Use your inhale to rise, warrior 1. Use your exhale to open to 2. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle, maybe full version this round. Stay here to breathe in. Chaturanga as you breathe out. Left hand down, right leg back, empty. Fill. And empty again. Left leg on an inhale, lift it high. As you exhale, step it through. Use your inhale to rise, warrior 1. Use your exhale to open to 2. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Once you get to your side angle, stay for a big breath in. Use your breath out to step back, lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, urdhva. Exhale, adho. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look at your thumbs. Step or jump all the way up. Inhale to a flat. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees, reach the arms all the way up. Stand. As you exhale, all the way back down. Inhale, half flat. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands, step or jump. If the chaturangas get to be too much, you hang out in down dog. You take child's pose. Make this practice fit what you need it to fit. It's yours. All right, right leg on an inhale, lift it high. As you exhale, knee to nose, round the upper back, push the floor away. Inhale, right leg long behind you. As you exhale, knee to nose to knee, round. One more time like that, breathe in. As you breathe out, knee to nose, look between the thumbs, set the right foot down. Now scooch the left foot over so the heel is over the center of the ball of the foot and the feet are a little wider. Hands to the hips. for Anjane. Right hip back, left hip forward. Squeeze that left leg straight. Now notice the pelvis. Keep it neutral. As you breathe in, you're going to drop your left knee almost to the floor. As you breathe out, press it back up. Lower and lift. One more time, lower and lift. Now squeeze that left leg very straight. Inhale, the arms reach up. As you exhale, reach forward, arms back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, forward with the chest, arms go back. One more time like that. Breathe in and breathe out. Now hold this position, chest over your right knee, fingers are reaching back. Push off with your left leg, so it can be one big step or you can take a couple little steps. Once you're here, bring the hands to the hips. Right hip up, left hip down. Reach through your left heel. Tuck the chin. If you're happy with the hands at the hips, stay. Maybe the arms go back for an interlace. Maybe they're out like airplane wings or in front of you. You choose. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, stand up on your right leg. Bring your left foot into tree. Hands into the heart. Breathe here. Front ribs in, tailbone long. As much as this left foot is pressing into the right leg, press the right leg back. So that isometric contraction will give you more stability. Navel in, hands at the heart. Maybe the arms reach. Maybe you take a bind with opposite elbows behind you. Try to soften your right toes, but keep lengthening from the right heel through the crown. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, left knee comes forward, flex the left foot. Reach your arms up, take an inhale. As you exhale, press back the way you came. Left leg finds the mat. Right knee is over the chest. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open to two. Straighten your right leg in two. Now you're taking triangle. Right hand drops down like you're reaching over a fence. You can take one of your little rectangles of hope here under your right hand. And then roll, or a nursing textbook, and roll your left shoulder open. So again, you have the hands in line with the heart, collarbones are wide open, avoiding the urge to lock out in either knee, or sometimes your back hip can lock. So no locking the joints. Stay with the breath. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, left hand down. If you're using a block, move that back out of your way. One hand on either side of the foot. Lift your left heel. Standing split. So again, you're standing on that right leg. Right hand behind the calf. Maybe the left hand behind the calf. Think about lifting that left leg. You can keep it more of an L shape and keep the hips square, or if it feels better, open the hips, do that. Again, your practice. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, soften the right knee. Put the hands on the floor. Long left leg behind you. Open twist. Left hand down, right arm up. Squeeze that left leg very straight. Move the right shoulder back. Keep moving the right shoulder back. Roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Bring your right foot halfway as a kickstand. Drop your left hip to the floor. Reach your right arm to your left leg. On an inhale, press the left hip up, the right arm over. Use your exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, last one. Exhale to lower. Now your inhale will lift you up and you'll step back to plank. Hold plank for an inhale. Chaturanga to exhale. Inhale, toes back, chest forward. Exhale, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Take child's pose, take a rest, get a drink, pet the cat, do whatever you need to do. I know, I wish. We could bring the cats here. And then you could do yoga with the cats too. All right, left leg lifted high on an inhale. As you exhale, knee to nose to knee. Inhale, lift it up, high. As you exhale, bring it back in, same track, right down the middle, knee to nose. One more time, lift it up, breathe in. As you breathe out, knee to nose, hold, step through, crescent. Left foot is forward, stop the hands at the hips, First, squeeze that right leg, and then see if you can fix the pelvis without bending your back knee. Probably not. Bend your right knee. Tailbone down, front of the hips lift. Now use your inhale to lower, knee almost to the floor. Your exhale to lift back up. Lower and lift. One more time, down and then up to hold. Right heel is over the ball of the foot. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, chest over the knee, arms back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Last time, breathe in and then breathe out, heart over the knee, arms back. Take an inhale, push off your right leg once, maybe a couple times to get you all the way up into your Vira 3. Right foot is flexing, chin in. Take one more breath in. As you breathe up, breathe out, stand up, nice and easy. Tree pose. Right foot high on the inside of your left leg. Low works too. Go above or below your handy knee shelf. Don't press out on that. Move your right knee toward the right side of the room. Press into your left heel to get taller. Find a place where the arms are happy, I guess. Happy arms. Front ribs down, crown lifts. And like in chair, especially if you're a type A personality, a goer, a doer, like what are they? The game changers. Just kidding. But anyway, type A's, shift your gaze down. Harnessing your energy toward the floor, containing, grounding, balancing some of that excessive, dominating type of energy. Now you can come out of your tree, bring that right knee forward, arms reach up, take an inhale. As you exhale, press back, right leg moving through space, all the way to the back of your mat. Use your inhale to rise. Use your exhale to find 2. From 2, left leg straight, reach over your left hip, drop your left hand. You can hang on to your shin, hook your first left toe, hold a block under your left hand, open the chest. Soften the knees, unlock this right hip if it's seized up a little bit. Front of the heart, back of the heart, wide open. Maybe you lift your gaze toward your right fingers. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, reach your right hand down, soften your left knee, put one hand on either side of your left foot, lift your right heel, standing split. Hands can come ahead of your left toes. Lift your right leg, maybe the nose comes in toward your shin as you take a bind. Right knee and toes can point down, or you can lift that hip a little higher. Take one more breath here. As you breathe out, put the hands on the floor, bend your front knee, step your right leg back, plank pose. Oh, boots twist. Right hand down, left arm up. Yeah, because we have those dips. Stay here in your twist, left knee over the left heel. See, it's just like being here. I forget things. Same. Outer edge of your right foot, left foot, halfway. Use your inhale to drop down, right hip to the floor, left arm to your leg. Exhale up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Once more flowing. Press it up. Breathe in, lower and reach. Now breathe out all the way to plank. Left hand down under the shoulder, left foot back. Hold here for an inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha, hips high. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Right leg on an inhale to lift. As you exhale, pull it in, knee to nose. Hold here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last breath, hug the right knee in tighter. All the way out. Inhale, look between the thumbs. Set the right foot down. Use your inhale to come back to crescent. Use your exhale to move the heart over the knee, arms back. Breathe in, lift up. Now from here, we're going to go to eagle. Standing on your right leg, left leg wraps around once, maybe twice. Maybe you hook the toes a second time behind the calf, maybe not. Arms out to a T, left arm under once, maybe twice. Lift the elbows, move the forearms toward the front of the mat. And then maybe you sink into your right knee, but just like in crescent, try to keep the pelvis more neutral. Chest stays lifted. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, right hand to your right hip, left hand to the left shin, open standing leg raise. If you want a little more fancy, straighten, open. Maybe the right arm to the sky, to the ceiling. Maybe it goes out to the side. You choose. Now from here, move the left leg back to center, and then the arms by the ears. Avoiding the urge to lean back makes it easier, but takes it out of the core. So keep the shoulders over the hips, looking for a cramp kind of in this region. Take one more breath in. Bend the knee, press back to 3. 3 is a transition to half moon. Left hand to your left hip. Right hand can grab that block again, or put your right hand on the floor. Open. Right toes to 12 o'clock. Left toes to the long side of your mat. Lift your left arm. If you want a little more here, bend your left knee and catch that foot. Take a Chapasana bind, kicking the foot into the hand to open the quad. Maybe open that left shoulder as well. Breathe in. As you breathe out, release. Take an inhale and Chapasana. Exhale, bend your right knee, a long left leg, back of the mat. Take an inhale and 2. Exhale to reverse. Breathe in and reverse. Breathe out, side angle. Elbow to thigh version. Left arm behind you. It's bird of paradise. It's a lot on this side, but I know, not a fan favorite. Take a bind. If you want it, take it. If you don't, take child's pose. Pause. Skip this piece. Look down at your mat. Left foot goes forward. Shift the weight onto your left leg. Come up onto your right toes. Lift the right leg. Open the chest. Maybe reach through your right heel. Easy for me to say. Take one more inhale. If you're lifted in full bird of paradise, then we'll come back and meet in side angle, kind of like we meant to do it. Left leg goes long. Right hand down, left arm up. One more inhale in your side angle. As you exhale, left hand down, right foot back. Breathe in and plank. Breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. We'll meet back in down dog. Pick it up there for side 2. We'll get right into it. Left leg lifted high. As you exhale, knee to nose to knee. Hold, breathe in. Clear that breath out. One more in, hold, squeeze it in there. All the way out. Look forward as you inhale, step the left foot down. Crescent, right heel over the ball of the foot. Breathe in. Come forward, breathe out. Press off with your right leg for eagle. Warrior 3 to eagle. Right? All right. Stand up on your left leg. Wrap your right once, maybe twice. Remember, toes can always rest to help balance. Arms out, right arm under, elbows high, forearms press. Sink into your hips. Don't forget about the pelvis. Try to keep it neutral. Tailbone down, frontal hips lift. Now left hand to your left hip, right hand to the right shin, or to the first right toe. Open the right leg to the side. Keep the left hip hugging in. Maybe the left arm reaches straight up. Maybe it's straight out. However you need to be here, be that way and breathe. Now drop the right leg off back at center. Straighten the knee if it wasn't already. Reach both arms by the ears. Looking for a cramp to match in the right quad. Reach through the heel. Keep lifting through the chest. Take one more breath in. Bend your right knee. Press it back. Transitioning through warrior 3 to half moon. Right hand to the right hip. Left hand to the floor or to a block. Peel open. Hip on hip, shoulder on shoulder. Left toes to 12 o'clock, right arm to the ceiling, right heel flexed and reaching. Move the left shin back. If you want that bind on this side, reach back and catch the foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Maybe a little back bend starts to happen as you open here. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, release. Soften the left knee, long leg in the right to warrior two. Inhale in two. Exhale to reverse. Breathe in your reverse. Breathe out, side angle, elbow to thigh, right hand behind. And then you take the bind behind your left hip, and you can pause any one of these layers and stay there to breathe. If you're with me, bird of paradise, look down at your left foot. Right foot comes up halfway, then all the way. All 10 toes point forward. Lift onto your left toes so the heel is up. Move the weight onto your right side. If you don't have the bind and you still want to go for this modified style, stand on your right leg, fish hook the left. And then left arm can reach, right arm can reach. You can be very fancy and modify if you want. Take one more breath in. Use your breath out to come out of this, kind of like you meant to. Left foot down, right leg back. Take a breath in your side angle. Use your breath out to come back to plank. Take an inhale in plank, all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes. Bring the hands by the legs, palms face the floor, chin in. Take Shalabhasana. Use your inhale to lift. Use your exhale to lengthen, chin in, toes pull. Breathe in, open the chest, squeeze the shoulders together. Breathe out, navel in and up. Breathe in, breathe out. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, lower down, rest the right side, bend the knees, right side of the face. Bend the knees and wiper the ankles. And then we're going to do that twice more, Shalabhasana. So the next time we're going to take an interlace. So interlace the fingers, pull the knuckles to the heels, lift the chest, keep the chin in, lift the legs. As you pull the knuckles to the heels, pull the toes toward the back of your mat. Legs together to avoid torquing the low back. Try to get a little more thigh off the floor. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, release. Rest the left side of your face. Wiper the ankles. And now the next one, last one, 3 of 3. Legs zip up together, arms come out to a T. You're going to inhale, lift the chest, lift the shoulders, backs of the hands up, legs up. As you breathe in, if you've got stuff in front of you, move it. As you breathe in, arms forward, legs apart. As you breathe out, bend the elbows, bring the legs together. Inhale, reach forward, heels apart. Exhale, elbows to ribs, heels together. Inhale, exhale. Twice more. Breathe in, breathe out. Last one. All the way out. Keep everything lifted. Reach the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Child's pose. Resting child's knees together, hands to the heels, forehead to the floor. Breathe here. Now child's will be our transition to the yin pieces. So settle in child's, feel your heartbeat, feel your breath. Let the arms be heavy. Start to lengthen the breath, breathing in for maybe a 4 count, breathing out for that same 4 count to just make the breath match on both sides. Now I talked about blocks in the beginning, so blocks near the top of your mat if you have them. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. Use what you can, improvise. Take a couple more breaths in child's pose. And then from your child's pose, reach the arms forward, starting to come into downward facing dog, coming up onto the knees. Take your time, easing your way in. Once you find down dog, take some pedals, some shifts, reestablishing your seat in down dog. Now from here, lift your right leg on an inhale, nice and easy. Let it lift behind you. As you exhale, bring the knee into the nose, look between your thumbs. Bring the right foot all the way to the top. But this time, put your left knee down. Now you can grab blocks if you want under the hands. The right knee is on top of the right ankle. Take an inhale here to lift, and then as you exhale, let your right shoulder rest directly on top of your right thigh. Tuck the chin, let the head be heavy. You can tuck the toes and move that left knee back so you're more on the fleshy part of your thigh than your kneecap. Or you can stick a pillow or whatever padding you might need under that back knee. And then just let yourself be heavy here. Breathing into the back. Surrendering the weight of the head and then feeling that connection to the left frontal hip. So the discipline moves toward presence. The discipline can be sometimes in the Vinyasa practice keeping up, just worrying about where your hands go, where your feet go, the muscles, all of that. And that's enough to keep your mind occupied, usually. So in Yin, we don't move as much, so we've got time to think, to spin. Don't spin. Stay present, stay with your breath, stay with any intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. If you need to set a new intention each pose you come into, do that. As we open the hips, maybe you think about second chakra, the sweetness of Svadhisthana, the hips, the sacral area, the color orange. Start to deepen the breath. Coming back into the body. If you may have drifted somewhere else, come back. And then you're going to start to bring a little more weight, a little more awareness into the arms, into the hands. Press them down to lift off of that right leg. And then you're going to scooch your right foot over to the long side of your mat, long left side. Lay that right shin, the right knee down. Maybe you put that pillow that was underneath your left knee underneath your right hip if you need, or your block under your right hip. So the hips should be relatively level. Turn your left hip forward, your left leg is long. Pigeon, I know we do it a lot, but it's a goodie. So maybe the right ankle moves toward the top left corner for a little more juice here. Take an inhale to lift the navel up. As you exhale, lengthen the chest over your front leg. If you have sharp shooting pain in your right knee, flip over and do this on your back. Like so. So you have options. You don't need to be miserable and bite a stick to get through these poses. Pushing and forcing, not what we do. Breathe. Think about the front of that left hip pressing down toward the mat. Maybe the right hip crease moving toward the back of the mat. And then again, coming back into the sweetness of the hips. The water element represented here in second chakra. the energy associated with our hips, creativity, emotional stuff, reproduction, sexuality, all the stuff that makes us feel weird to talk about, maybe. I don't know. Shouldn't make us feel weird, but it does. We shouldn't. Shoulds are bad. I'll stop talking. Breathe. Use your breath to identify a spot in your right hip where you feel this pose happening the most. And kind of like a bellows, use your breath to soften. Yeah, like that. Let go. Maybe now you can increase the breath to a 5 or a 6 count inhale, followed by a 5 or a 6 count exhale. You can hold the breath out after you exhale, maybe 2 or 3 seconds before you draw the next breath in, and that will help to continue to ground, to bring the energy down. Holding the breath in at the top of the inhale brings the opposite effect, helps to enliven, helps to give us a little boost, bring our energy up. So by holding the exhale, the opposite of that. Stay here. It's a long time in pigeon. Likely to release emotional stuff when you hold hip openers. So notice what you're pulling out of those dark nooks and crannies that maybe haven't been explored in a while. Notice what you're pulling out and then let it go. You don't need to hold on to it or stuff it back in there. Start to deepen the breath. Waiting for an inhale to inspire you out of your pigeon, you'll come up onto the hands, so the hands will go under the elbows. Lean onto your right hip, your right hand, bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand to take your left foot. Draw the heel in toward your hip for some quad stretch. If that's enough, stay. Maybe flex the foot. Maybe reaching for the outside edge, your little toe grips for a pigeon of some sort. Whatever you're working on. Stretching the quad. And then maybe the shoulder comes around. Keeping the pelvic floor pulling up and in. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, without snapping, release that, leaning onto your right hip, pulling whatever's behind it out. Swing the left leg around for Sukhasana. So for Sukhasana, easy pose, the ankles are under the knees, shins are crossed in front of you. Take an inhale to reach the arms up. As you exhale, bring the hands through the heart and then start to lean forward. And then you can come forward onto the elbows. Maybe the forehead rests. Folding over your shins. Just breathe here. Feel what you feel. Take a breath in. Watch that breath leave. And then using an inhale to lift you up. We'll take a couple reverse tables, uncross the ankles, step the feet to the mat's edge, fingers point toward the hips, press down to lift up, and then lower. Inhale to lift, and lower. And then one more time, lift up. Maybe let the head drop. We'll hold this one. Press into the heels, into the hands, open the throat. If that's not what you're into, then sit down and hang out. We're going to take the whole second side in a second. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, bring the chin up if it was low, if it was open. Sit down. Cross the shins. Back into down dog. Onto the knees, tuck the toes, hips high. From your downward facing dog, lift your left leg. As you breathe out, bring the knee into the nose into the knee, look forward, and then step it through. Put your right knee on the mat. You've got your lunge here first. I'm not social mediaing on my phone, mediaing on my phone. I'm timing these postures. I know it's my issue that I feel the need to explain it, not yours. Left knee on the left heel. Left chest on your left shin or left thigh, this thing, the leg. Let your head be heavy, tuck the chin. You can use blocks to help hold you up. You can use the hands on the floor. Right toes can tuck, scooch your knee back. Let your hips be soft, heavy, chin in. Notice the relationship, if nothing else, notice the relationship, how when you drop your head weight, you get a little more stretch through your right psoas. Take some breath. Watch the breath come in. Watch the breath leave. Notice what moves during that air exchange, where you feel a stretch, where you feel things soften, release, and let go. Check in with your jaw. Make sure your teeth aren't smashing down on each other. You have some softness in the face. Start to come back to the breath. Deepen, reconnect. More awareness in the hands and the arms as you press down to lift up. And then scooching your left toes over to the long right side to lay your left shin down for resting half pigeon. Support your left hip if you need to make the hips more symmetrical. Right side forward, left side back. Long right leg, take an inhale to lift the navel, feel that stretch through the front of the body, and then as much length as you can keep as you lower, pressing back onto your left hip. And remember, sharp pain in the knee, abort and go to the back and take an alternative. Setting you up for the same time on this side. Remember, right frontal hip can press down, left hip crease can pull back. Let the head go. Settle back in, lengthening the inhales. Exhales match, honoring the pause after the exhale to keep the downward movement of energy happening. Find that spot on your left hip, in your left hip, where you feel this happening the most. Send your breath directly to that spot. Soften. Like a ripple effect. Your breath goes right to the center of the most tension and you soften from the center out. Stay with the breath. Notice where you can soften, and maybe it's something between the ears, maybe something a little further down into the body. Taking a couple more deeper breaths, just coming back in before we start to move out. Waiting for an inhale to inspire you to do that. Hands will go where the elbows were. Lifting up first, reorienting for a breath or two, and then when you're ready, you'll pick up your right shin, reach back. You can lean more onto your left hand, onto your left hip. Draw your right heel in toward your sitting bone. Maybe you flip your fingers to the sole of the foot so the elbow comes up. That will maybe be new for the shoulder, for the quad. Maybe you go the other way, flexing your foot, and then your toes make a little handle if you're working on king pigeon, which I clearly am. A few more breaths into that right frontal thigh. Lift the left hip, pelvic floor up. Take one more breath in. And then without being sloppy, without a sloppy right leg drop, lean to the left, move anything out from underneath that hip. Take Sukhasana, but this time maybe the other shin in front if you can remember. And it may feel like you're crossing someone else's legs. Ankles underneath the knees if that happens. Take an inhale to lift. And then as you exhale, come back forward, fold again. Maybe you rest all the way down, and then the arms can come behind. Right hand takes the left wrist, fold in. Let the shoulders then rest on the knees. If that's nowhere close to happening, try to stay lifted and long if you're nowhere close to lowering the forehead to the floor. Keep the spine long, and then you can start to walk the fingers forward as you open there. Chin in. Take one more inhale. All the way out. Then walk the hands closer to your legs to lift up. Release the bind and then just lift up if you had the other version. Now you can take another reverse table or you can come into reverse plank. So the heels toward the front, the toes are going to point about a hand space behind your hips, maybe a little further, fingers toward you. And then lift your hips, point the toes. Keep lifting the hips, rolling the shoulders onto the back. Maybe lift the chin to open the throat. Keep breathing. For 3. For 2, press the heels down. One more time for the breath in, and then lower as you breathe out. Scooch the heels forward so they're all the way to the front of your sticky mat. Widen the sitting bones by moving whatever's under here out. Pull the navel in and come all the way down onto your back. Once you get all the way onto your back, take a long stretch to reach the arms over. As you exhale, hug just the right knee in, give it a squeeze. Move your right knee toward your right shoulder to find that deep stretch in your right hip. This will be more inside than your lunges and your pigeon was. Now use just your left hand on your right shin, cross the body with your right leg. Keep your right shoulder heavy, and then maybe you take your left hand to the outside of your right leg, kind of like we did in our standing twist. Maybe we didn't do that today. Last time, a few times ago. You can extend the leg. Reach the right arm long, look toward your right fingers, keep the right shoulder efforting toward the floor. Long exhales here in your reclined twists to help continue the parasympathetic action to calm, to settle. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. And then use your following inhale to turn the chin over the sternum. Bring the right knee onto the chest. As you exhale, squeeze that right knee in, wring it out. And then send the right leg long, even with the left. And notice maybe the right leg is 2 inches longer than the left, or so. And then bend the left knee, hug it in. Squeeze, knee to shoulder. Maybe a little movement, whatever you need to find that deeper stretch inside of your hip. And then right hand stays on the shin. Cross the body. When you're ready, don't rush. And then you can extend, reach through a long leg or keep the knee bent. Left shoulder heavy. Look toward your left arm. And breathe. Take a breath in. All the way out. Inhaling to come back, chin over the chest, left knee back onto the chest. Give it a squeeze with both hands, wring it out. And then send your left leg to match the right. Same length now. Even Stevensons. Arms overhead, take an inhale. As you exhale, hug both knees into the chest. And then hook your first toe on each foot. Knees are inside of the arms. Holding your toes. If you can't hold the toes, hold the shins. Flatten out your back, so press the tailbone down, tuck the chin in so you feel the whole spine long. As you inhale, straighten the legs. As you exhale, open wide to a V. Inhale, come back together. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, open. Inhale, together. Exhale to bend. We'll go one more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, open. Now hold here, reach through the heels. Breathe in. Reach through the heels, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time in. As you breathe out, bring the legs together. Inhale the knees to the chest. And then as you exhale, happy baby. Take the out steps of the feet, pull the knees down. You can rock and roll here a little bit, massage the paraspinals. Any other movements you need, poses or stretches. And then sticking with the good habits that we started cultivating yesterday. From happy baby, rock all the way up onto your seat, or onto your rock up so you're facing forward on your seat. And then turn around so your head is facing the front of your studio, reclining to Shavasana. Legs long, arms long, palms face up. Doing your best to dissolve here, to soften, to let go. Let yourself be heavy, be still. On your inhale, maybe the mantra so. On the exhale, the mantra hum. The translation is I am that with a capital T, all things connected. Drop in and take rest. Become more aware of your breath. Notice where you feel the breath moving the body the most, and just settle your attention there for the next few rounds. Watching the in and the out. With your next inhale, start to wiggle the fingers, the toes, maybe turn the head a little bit side to side. Reach the arms overhead and take a big inhale, long stretch, open everything up. And then as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest, squeeze the right side, the more energetic, fiery, masculine energy in the body, the solar side, the power. Turn to that side, access that, start your day there. With power, with purpose. Think about what you're grateful for. And then return to your seat, bringing your hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra, the chin to the chest, maybe the eyes close. Gratitude for this practice, for the ancient wisdom, and for all of the things that keep us connected. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks for watching. I posted a story on Instagram, not my favorite thing to do, about what we're going to be doing coming up with the plague that's afflicting us all. So watch my story. It's awkward, but it's what's happening. I'm just going to keep doing Facebook Live. You can sign in. You don't have to sign in, just kidding. I put a tab on the website for donations if you want to throw something down for watching a class, do that. If you don't have money and don't want to do that, don't do that. Whatever. We'll get through this. If you, I don't know, whatever, reach out. We'll stay connected. Bye.